And we're back with another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator IT Expansion. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and cough's starting to go away, or it's not as prevalent in watch as soon as I say that, it all comes back. Hopefully not. Twit left us high and dry. The only way we're getting out of this mess is if I fix the new website. Are you in? I've commented out a bunch of the code that was causing memory leaks, and the site is fully loading now, but CPU usage is through the roof. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but can you upgrade my processor in the meantime? I've relied on Intel for years now, so I'd really appreciate it if you stayed with them. What are you using? An i7-8700. Okay, so we'll look at the motherboard too. Stayed up basically all night trying to optimize the spaghetti code. It's like DeWitt copied and pasted everything from 100 different tutorials. Also, I found out why the site takes up 7 gigabytes. There was a hidden folder full of pirated movies. Don't worry, I deleted it all from the company servers, and I definitely did not make copies of it for personal use. This might be the most straight arrow dude working at this place. Okay, but yeah, so we're gonna do some work here. Kind of get ourselves back on track. But, yeah. So, getting back on track. So, this is the i7-8700. This is a Z370 Pro Gaming. So this is a Z370 Pro Gaming. So, they're using a Coffee Lake. So, we just need something better than the i7-8700. Let's take a look. Because these numbers now are a little misconstrued. Okay, so there's the 8700. So we could easily go with the 8700K. And then we can look into these i5, 11,000 series and just double check. But worst case, we go up to 9700K. Because, yeah, reasons. But let's take a look. So 8700. I don't want to go to 8700K unless I have to. So let's go to Coffee Lake. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong area. There we go. And we want to sort by ascending. So it needs to be better than the 8700. So we know the K is an option. We know that the 9700K is also an option. I didn't see the 8086. What's our budget here for numbnuts? $1,000. So we may as well go pretty big. What were we looking at here? So we could go up to 9900K. It's $1,000. I don't see a reason not to blast this thing other than checking the power supply. 650. Okay. So we could easily go with like the 9800X. I don't even see that here. Oh, because it's probably not a Coffee Lake. So we could easily go with the 8086. Or we go with the 9900K. Or was it K or X? It was K. There's the K. And that's going to run a 730. This is a KS for $70 more. He just wants to stay with Intel. I don't see why we just don't. The wattage on this is pretty high. And he's got a pretty strong video card, so we don't want to go too hardcore here. Keep the wattage closest to where it was, because every upgrade's going up to 95. So that seems like a fair trade to me. All right. No luck with the old file servers, but it did remind me of some weird folders on our current server full of old typo documents. I figured they were legacy project files, but maybe one of them is the product key. Only problem is I do most of my work in a command prompt. I don't even know if my PC can run typo. See what you can do. Minimum specs is fine. And FYI, yes, I know my PC is dirty. I've been very busy. You're more than welcome to clean it for me. Gave up trying to crack the code by hand. I think I was starting to wear out my keyboard. Did we ever even have a product key? What if this is all just some kind of sick joke or a nightmare? Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm just dreaming. Wake up, Duster, wake up. Worth a try. What the hell would be in his computer? That right there. The processor's fine. The memory, fine. Video card, abysmal. So, all right, Dusty, we can probably set you up right away because we do have low tier, low performance cards on us that I think we have some. I shouldn't say that we do, but I'm pretty sure we do. So yeah, we do. This thing is garbage. I'm almost willing to sell it. We could probably pop that in there and it'll work fine. Which I'm willing to actually try. That's how crappy this computer is. That's something that's horrendously awful. Will work pretty moderately right out the gate. Really quick, let's clean this out because we got to do this anyway. Actually, we can even go as far as to install typo. As we blow the rest of this dust out. Look at that. For $65 on a card we didn't even really want to work with, we were able to make that happen. And at this point of the game, at 89,955, I don't see, and this is debatable. We could mid max and just keep the crummy little dinky little this card. For processors, I don't think we have anything terrible. So there's that. We don't have a lot of cooling. We have a ton of motherboards as usual. Memory's we're not hurting in the memory department either. So really, we don't have much for storage and we never really have much for power supplies. So there's not really much motivation to keep this because we don't really have any low tier cards that or builds that are so low that we would benefit from putting that card in instead of something nicer at this point. So we are getting to a point very quickly in the game where low tier builds are becoming kinda obsolete. Kinda. Unless we can fall on motherboards and processor combos, and then we just put in something pretty lame, but it is what it is. But when we meet the minimum specs, I don't think there was anything else. So that's good to go. Which is good. That means we have more room for more stuff. Emily Erickson here. This is a watershed moment, my friend. The closest we've ever come to complete success. You may wish to check for yourself, but my reading suggests that the GPU failed to rematerialize. Correcting this issue should be child's play. Whatever GPU you install as a replacement, make sure it's water cooled. And see that the system as a whole is benchmarking at least 10,000. Additionally, to ensure that we make most of the atom beam's wavelength bias, perhaps you could ensure that there are 2 more yellow lights, or to be value for optimal effect. Okay, yellow, I guess. $3,000. Install custom cooling for CPU, GPU. So $3,000 is more than enough to get us there. My fears were confirmed. Irritech leadership is on the brink of canceling this project, but we mustn't give up given how close we are to perfecting the procedure. They've agreed to one more test. If this is our last chance, I plan to give them a demonstration that will blow their socks off. I'll be transporting this computer from my lab directly to the desk of Ira T. Elster. How's that for showmanship? Ha ha ha. Good luck. So a water-cooled system with GPU is going to be quite expensive. Now, actually, strangely enough, a lot of that's already here. The issue is the water cooling process in and of itself, this is great because this is going to give us one of the best cards in the game right now, just outright. So we have $3,000. So here's what I'm thinking that we have to do if we want to make this reasonably work. We need a better radiator. And we could possibly still use this, but we need a better radiator. And we need to see what we can get away with on the side here. It looks like possibly a 3-piece. So first things first, we need to go here. For radiator performance, it's really going to be hard to say. It looks like it could fit 3. 1, 2, 3. especially if we were to take this out. It looks like it would fit the biggest one, but we're talking $400. Actually, we could do it for $350 and get the same performance of $150. Well, here's $150 here without lights, but we do need some RGB, so this would count as RGB. So let's go with this one for now. The reservoir, I don't see a point in going bigger. And actually, for reservoir, you know, I didn't really probably look at this objectively. Okay. I still think we got the best bang for our buck. We're only losing 20 CFMs, but it's costing $100 more to get that 20, and I think we'll be good at 360, which is what I think we have. Yeah. The reservoir has RGB on it too. He wants us to add 2 more, so if it already has it, I don't know what we can do about that. Other than go down here, which, what processor is this? So it's this guy right here. So we could go with a new one of these. That would be RGB, so that's 2 new devices right there. Clearly gonna have to do some upgrading. So that's 380, 350 plus the new the CPU block. So that's 380 plus 70. So that's 500. No, it's 420. What am I saying? I have the thing there. Water cooled GPU. So we could just go straight up with this beast right here. And that still gives us roughly $2,420. So that gives us like $600 to work with. So we still have room for that other radiator to put over here. So we could feasibly do this. So with all of that stuff. So that's something for us to keep in mind. We have one more contract here, one more quest. My boss confiscated my PC. How am I supposed to get enough sales to go to Bali like this? Need a replacement ASAP. I can't win unless you help. Can you build me a PC that benchmarks 8,000 or more? Got a lot of catching up to do if I want to beat Brady. Would love if you could put a beach wallpaper on it too. I really need a holiday after all this stress. I got busted for having flashing lights and games on my PC. Something about professional conduct. Brady made you do it, didn't he? I saw the stupid memory sticks had Viper written on them. What a jerk. He knows you're not allowed to reject IT tickets. Luckily, no one calls him the Viper, by the way. I hope you know I'd never abuse IT resources like Brady. I'm only asking for your help now because he keeps cheating. Fair enough. $2,080 is our budget. It's a pretty high budget. Probably more than what we would feasibly need. As we can go into, you know, we'll get a Ryzen. Probably a Ryzen 7 would be good. Could do it with a Ryzen 5. The 6-core one particularly. It's $290 for $60 more. We just go to a Ryzen 7. Why is that one 37 versus 45? I'd take this one. So we'll do, yeah, I think we'll do that. So let's take this guy. Cooling. It didn't say need to be liquid cooled, so we'll save money there. We'll go with our Legend. There it is. Memory. What's the number the motherboard had? 3466. All right. 16 gigs would be enough for this bad boy. Storage. Don't need a lot, but we'll go for the speed. Power supply. Definitely want to go big. If we're going to go that, if we got to push the performance here. And this one seems to hold almost everything anyway. The deep cool is nice, but it doesn't tend to hold the bigger power supplies. Though we could go for same $50 to this guy here. But for 45, this always seems to hold everything. You know what? Maybe I'll work with this guy and see here. Let's give the Vampiric 010 a try here. Haven't really used it yet, so let's see where we're at. 330, 440, 447, 800, 900, 1136. So we're at 1136. So we got less than $800, I would say, is the easy way to round it. So we can't go super Titan. So we'll go around the 800, a little less than $800 mark, or at $800, because that puts us at 900. But if we really want to be safe, this is kind of what we're looking for, the 3060s. So, or the, that performance is pretty darn good. We will have the wattage. So we don't, that's pretty powerful, and it's a big wattage hog. So lower wattage means more likely that we can overclock it pretty hard. Let's go with this guy here. I think we'll be good. But it's not I mean, they used to give you very, very much a lot of details on these products. They don't seem to do that anymore, which is a bit of a shame. So, okay, so we have everything here. Let's get it all here. To my knowledge, I think it's all accounted for. Let's double check with her and make sure that there is no other weird request other than the beach wallpaper. 800 or 8,000 benchmark. Okay, that should be fine. I'm not selling broken parts until we finish jobs. It's usually my new standard now. Let's go ahead and get the delivery in for that, and then we will get the delivery in for this. And we'll get to work. Let's do the two larger jobs first, because they need to be benchmarked. And that will help us move things along here. We'll open this sucker up. Let's go ahead and motherboard it up. And let's open what we can here. In a perfect world, you usually want to do 2 sticks of memory. And so that's the one thing to take from a lot of this is, though it works in PC Building Simulator, there's a lot of elements to PC building that it doesn't work. Like Ryzen motherboards and processors and whatnot prefer to have 2 sticks of RAM than to run off of 1 or to run off of like 4. It's that finicky sometimes, is what I've been told by actual PC builders. Because you know what? Ever since I've been doing this Let's Play series, I've gotten a lot of PC builders to ask me about the specifics of this game. And I've gotten to chat with them a little bit, and it's interesting to find out. And it's just like any real simulation game. Not gonna lie. Oh wait, we don't actually get that. Oh, it's broken. All right, well, we can sell that. It's like any real PC build, any simulation game. It's not exactly how it works. We can all sit here and be happy-go-lucky about all the little small elements to these games, but the reality is if it were that simple, everybody'd be doing it. And not just in a standard way, everybody would be doing it in a major way, and it's just really not as simple as it looks. What's fun about these games, though, is that it's the closest the average, casual individual can get to this experience, and that's what makes it fun. It makes it feel like we're part of the process of doing these things, even though we actually are doing barely the bare minimum to accomplish a lot of what actually goes into building a computer. So we can jack that up pretty high. These are not very high wattage parts, so I don't know why we couldn't go pretty big in it. So we'll let that go. While that's running, let's see here. We got to go to this bad boy. Let's put the block on first so we don't have to worry about it any further. We'll put the big radiator on. And luckily it fits, because that would have been frustrating if it didn't. The water-cooled GPU. So we have enough to put that other radiator on, so we can see if that actually helps the performance, or at least helps us get away with bloody murder with this system, because I know you can do like a lot of water cooling loops if you really put the effort into it. I'm a little lazier than that, to be fair. Okay, what do we do about that? This is where I sometimes get a little confused. We could do... Okay, I think what we have to do is do it a little bit more isolated. We definitely want this going right to the CPU. The GPU, rather. No questions asked about that. From there to there, from there to there, from there. Not really giving me the options I'm looking for. Okay, so the question is, can we work it without it rotating like that? Gonna find out. I'm pretty sure he wants yellow. That is such a weird way to connect it. I liked my other system better. Let's see what it does. Well, it seems like it's working. Yeah, I don't know how you would use the other two ports unless you had... We have multiple radiators, so I really don't know how that would work. Okay, well that's going. This should be done. 9,000 on the nose. We have no more work to do. Other than the one thing I did forget, which is to put on a beach wallpaper. That made that relatively easy. For this, we got to do lighting. We got to do 3D mark. We probably need to do this as well. The wattage in this thing should be pretty godly. 1500, yeah. So we select all 255, 255. Not rainbow, static. Boom. We can leave that up there. We'll rate this a bit higher. I don't think we got to go super high because of the type of card that it is. But we'll also see if the liquid cooling just helps it in general. Wallpaper, something with a beach. We'll probably give her the Bali one as well and see if that works. Okay, so this one should be done. So that looks good. I can work on the other one's processor and knock that one out. So there's a good... Uh-oh. Had a crash. Okay, so too much power. Or at least rated too high. Bring it down just a wee bit. Still should be fine. Just got to get it to pass the test. Alright, what did Dusty want? No, it wasn't. It was Paige. So we stuck with Intel. We put in the... So this guy should be good. He just really wanted the processor upgrade and he wanted us to stay with Intel, which we did. So that one's done. And we're just waiting for the damage on this guy. Which honestly could be anything. It looks like it's running great. I mean, theoretically, we could run the processor higher. We shouldn't have to. 10,000 RGB value for optimal 255, 250. We did all that. So we're just hoping to benchmark 10,000 or higher. We will take either. We will take either. Slash all the above, whatever. Whichever. God, look at how much. Just look at that freaking frame rate. 60,699. I think we met the requirements. Brr. Then you find out the only reason that she's asking for all these powerful cards. Wait, what? Installed water cooling for CPU and GPU. How do you replace the graphics card? Okay, this doesn't even make sense now. I've replaced the graphics card. Is it that they have to now be SLI? Because that's going to put us way over budget. Because she had like a 3090. I think I sold it already. I did. And I don't think we have anything we can put in there on par with it. Yeah. And how do you SLI this? Okay, this is where it gets annoying. Install custom water cooling for CPU and GPU. Well, I did that. You have to buy the actual... Does it have to... Oh, God. Does it actually have to be, like, that specific card in GPU format? But I don't even think we actually had access to it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm pretty sure we bought like the highest performance. It was this one. The 24 gig. Oh, Jesus. They probably don't even make that. Maybe that was that. We might have no, we put in a 24 gig. What was the RTX MSI? Yeah, I don't know how we would be able to do this. The only thing I can think of, it sounds stupid, but this does sound stupid. The amount of money we're going to spend to troubleshoot this is going to be absurd. Maybe this is somehow less performance. No, it's not less performance than these other 24 gigabytes cards. It says it's it's SLI. What are we running in here? Oh God, we're running AMD. So we need Crossfire. That sucks. Could replace the motherboard, but that still means I need two cards. Okay, hold on. So 1812. Okay, yeah, that's all the same. So I don't think... Okay, so let me just... This is a waste of money, I know, but at this point, I'm not sure what else they want me to do. Like, replace the card, but also give us a water-cooled GPU while you're at it. Okay, pump it out. It's actually letting me put it in there. I don't know why it would. Oh, but the radiator's in the goddamn way. Seriously. Let me just double check here. This we might be able to work around. That's not giving us any real power more. Well, okay, hold on. If I put it on its side, I probably can't put the other one in next to it. I doubt. Well, you don't know unless you try. This is the dumbest thing I've ever had to do in this game, next to some other dumb things I've had to do. So that fits, but then can I put a water-cooled card next to it? Probably not. Yep, nope, not a chance. Can't say I didn't try. Okay. This changes a lot of things here. I'd rather be out the $350 for this, though, in the long run, if this is really the issue. Okay, so let's take that out. Out with you. We can always put in a little two buddy that's on the top. But I want to see if there's a way that we can get everything in here that has to be in here. Right now, I can't. And if I need that custom cooling over on this, I can put a twofer here, but not a threefer. I can still put that guy in. So that's actually somehow SLI. I didn't think the Steel Legend did SLI, but I guess it does. It shows what I know. Actually, I am curious right now since I have this open. Well, okay, so that is really the best board you could buy for your bang for your buck. Let's go to radiators, and let's get a two buddy that has the RGB that we need. So now we're talking 110, 130, and then we start getting into these big ones. Oh, 120, that's less. Actually, no, it's a little bit more for how much more? $30. It's the best we're gonna get. Okay, same day. I hate to do this. I mean, we're gonna max spend on this rig because I put in a powerful card in it from before, so we're already over budget, but it's gonna make me do it because it has to be. And this is assuming this will even work. You know, this probably isn't gonna work. I mean, I'll laugh if it does, because that'd be just hilarious if I can get this to fucking work. Really, this should go to here, from there to there, there to, from there to there, there to there. Ah! And then, coolant yellow. That's the best I can humanly do. You guys see it here in real time. So buying the all-powerful card that we did actually worked against us here, because there's no other way to complete this job without breaking the bank. So we replaced the graphics card, installed a water GPU for CPU and GPU, meaning you have to replace the broken card that's in here. Plus you have to add, oh god, it's the stuff of nightmares, just to get it to work. And now we got to mess with this, which means our tuning's going to be way different. Because now we have two giant power hogs in here for sure. And that's going to just change everything. And not for the better. Let's just raise it a little bit. I don't even want to touch the bottom, but I'm going to do a little bit. Let's just see what happens. It's going to be interesting. But it shows to show you could do this, guys at home. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but clearly we can do this. These on while that's going. Well, it's running way better. Well, yeah, there's two cards in it. And what was it? The second card only gives you like a 25% boost. I believe that's true. So I guess what we could have done, no, it has to be a matching performance card. So really, we could have gone without the reservoirs, because we have 2 of them now. I might use that reservoir. I like this case. Holy mother of Burl. Well, that'll do, horse. That'll do. There's no way for us to save money on this. Even if I took out the $270 part, it puts us at $3,000 for this job. And our what was our budget? Like $2,000, I think. Not Steph. It was Emily. 3,000. Okay, we're gonna do one thing, guys. I think we can get this under cost. It resorts to doing a few things a little different here. First of all, let's take this out. Let's see if we can get by without this and still get relatively the same performance. If we can do that, then we don't need it. And that brings us down. Well, wait a minute. Our budget. Hold on. Our budget's $3,000. We're already way over budget. We're $940 over budget. So no, screw that. We'll just put it back in. No. Let's see if it works. You know what? Fuck it. Let's see if it works. Because if it works, now I have 2 liquid air coolers that I have nothing, I'm not going to do anything with for a while. Or we do a couple liquid cooling jobs. Now, I mean, the radiator, we have the radiator, so the heat sink and the reservoir aren't that expensive, so maybe it'll work out. But yeah, if we can actually get this thing out of here without having to do overkill here, that would be preferred. Boot it up. We have 2 new objects. We have that and we put that in. So that's the 2 new yellow thingies. Let's just run 3D Mark. And this, because the performance is so high, we really don't have to do much adjustment anyway. I know this episode's gone on pretty extensively, but we're doing a lot of weird testing here out of how much does the radiators actually give us? You know, and even if we got rid of that heat sink, went back to our old one, we'd still be like $800 over budget. And again, it goes back to the video card problem. We had to replace the most expensive video card in the game, which cost more than half the budget. If our budget was... Wait a minute. There's something wrong with my numbers here. No. Because the video cards were over that amount. So yeah, we can't have it jacked up this high. It's too hot. Boom. Just to run this shit. That doesn't work. We just reset it to default. And it'll make 10,000 easily, but I don't see how you replace that and add a water-cooled GPU of the same performance. That I don't understand how that's even possible when doing it within the range that they were suggesting. Because 1870 plus 1870 is literally what we have. That's more than our budget. So the fact we had to replace the card and put in the water cooling is what killed us. So yeah, I guess hopefully as long as the customer's happy, we could burn some of the cash that we're sitting on. One of the things we should do in respect to the fact that we got screwed, we could do a couple of builds. We got some Ryzen quad cores here that are just sitting here collecting dust, and we could build some water cooled variants of that. I think that might be a good idea to kind of get them out of here. Because right now we got our Coffee Lakes and LG A120s. I've got a Ryzen 5 and a Ryzen 3. I could build... What do we got for water cool? We could build 2 computers with this. Yeah, it's still really high. So that's good. That should be good enough. We'll check her order. And 2 or more yellow lights for sure. We added 2, not that was really the problem. But okay, before we move on, let's save, because we're going to need to. And then we're going to really quickly here turn this one in. Yeah, we're out $940. This may be the best computer you've built for me yet. Wish me luck on for the test. If all goes well, this computer will soon be right under the nose of Irritech's founder. So, yeah, we're at about 1,000 for that. Top stuff, mate. Thank you so much. Now I've just got to put in the work. Bali, here I come. Great. I'll try opening some of those old typo docs now. Wait a second. I think I found it. Hopefully you did. Thanks. Exactly what I need. And I just figured out what's causing the CPU spikes. There's a freaking crypto miner embedded in the website. I'd love to say it was a devious plan to defund Irritech, but at this point, I think DeWitt probably copied it by accident. Okay, so everybody's getting bailed out, so to speak, in their own way. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy us 2 cases. One's got to be pretty big. We'll go with one Vampiric, because we know it works. Wish I knew what that other lady kind of had. 3 120s, which, what is this? 2 120s and, yeah. And then 3 120s. Okay, so theoretically, I'm pretty sure this will work for both 3 120s for max radiator. So we'll just do 2 of those. Let's check motherboards for MSI or for AMD Plus. We want to look for Crossfire SLI if we have it. God, we have like 2 of the same boards right here. It's funny how we're just sitting on all these boards. This says Crossfire SLI. Okay. So we got 1 board. We got 2 boards. Okay, that works for me. We got 2 boards, 2 processors. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, I was looking at boards, not what I actually had, right? Oh, well, yeah, well, there and there. We have the 2 boards. We have memory. I'm sure we're sitting on a ton of memory. Memory, yep. Got plenty of memory. We got the cards. We need 1 more storage. So we'll need to buy... We'll buy one of these. And to be safe, we will buy one of these. We have 1 power supply. It's pretty low tier. I want to try to make these computers as best performance-ish as possible. So let's buy two power supplies here in the 750 range. So we'll buy 2 of these. So we should have cases in that, 1 of those, and then 2 of those. 2 and 2. Okay. So let's buy 2 of these, same day delivery, and then we're going to go and buy the other water cooling stuff we don't have. Let's see. We've got radiators, so we'll buy 2 of these. And we have 1 of these in our inventory, so we only need a second one. Okie dokie. And we'll just do this real quick. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We don't know exactly how many cards we have that we can dedicate to this job, so here's hoping. Get that in there. The mother build. Motherboards, I think, maxes out at like 4,000, 30 something thousand, 3,600 or something. So the other one's 4,000, so even that's too much. But we could use it. There's 16 gig in that. There's also 16 gig there. You know what? This gets rid of some of our lesser sticks by forcing us to put in more. Now, I do realize... Oh, no. I was going to say, I don't think we have enough heat sinks. But I would be wrong. to suggest that. We do have enough heat sinks. Let's make this one the lesser computer. Graphics. Now, we have two 5700s, but I do not think that they would fit together. We have two of these as well. We also have that. And ew. That's not SLI or whatever. 960. I don't think we have other 960s. So what we probably will do with this guy for sure is I think we could probably do this. If it'll accept SLI, we're guaranteed that we can plop that in there. And then we go over here. It's going to come off. Okay, we can put the little radiator in here. I don't know where... I just realized I don't know where we're going to put the reservoir. It says it fits in here. I just don't know where. Do we have to... we might have to remove this. Okay, let's remove this instead. Okay, what's blocking this in? Let's get the reservoir in there first. Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. Let me... Reservoir. Well, it says the darn thing... Oh, there. I was going to say, it says the darn thing fits in here, for crying out loud. Okay, so I could put the radiator where it was. You can put it... Nah, we'll mount it up there, so we can put the hard drive bay back in. I was getting a little annoyed by that. Before we put that in, let's put in that hard drive. And then the there we go. All right, let's do boop, 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 boop. And then we need a coolant. I don't care what it is. I think I can see. And then we can put the rest of this back kind of together. So we know that it fits pretty well. We got rid of two middle tier cards, which is always nice. We can put this back in. Whoop. Don't really care about the lights and all that. We can beef up the GPU a little bit, but not much. We'll set the RAM as well. And anything to get the performance going. Because at 750 watts, that's not a lot of wattage. So, don't want to go too high. And, oops, you know what? I forgot to add 3D Mark. All right, let's run it. All right, for you, my friend. I'm probably only going to get one card in here if we're lucky. Motherboard. Here. It's at 4400 actually, so we could put that one stick in there. That's really high. At least it would justify the putting it in. So storage. Put this guy in. Graphics. Again, I don't think these two actually... Oh, yeah, because they don't say that they're SLI or whatever. I don't know. What do we have for 1080s? Okay, I don't see much really available here. We have a 570 with crossfire. This just sucks. We have a 2070 Ultra, a 2060 Super Amp. I just don't foresee anything great out of some of these cards. So what might be best is to put in one of these. Like, we don't want to put that in because it has SLI. This one's pretty high performance for what it is. So let's put this guy in there. Just for now. I don't think we can get a second one in, clearly, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt, probably, to even go one step bigger. Like, this 1070 might be a better deal. About the same. Wonder... No, and I think it was said it wasn't anyway. Alright, I think what we'll probably just throw in here is going to be a decent card, but not the best. Probably this guy. I probably should have put the two card on the other one, but oh well. Let's get this processor in. Guess it's getting the better processor and memory, so I may as well just chalk it up to giving it that. Because it's pretty rare where we have RAM that's that high with a motherboard that... Actually, the motherboard accepting it's not even an issue at this point. Power supply is in, storage is in, that's in. Memory's in, mother CPU cooling not, because we're doing this. We're going to have to take that out. And then... reservoir. And then the block. Well, that's the best we're probably going to get out of that. I mean, we could try turning it up, since... Why not? But I don't think we're going to get much better. I think it's going to be too much juice. This one can actually be boosted, and it should be moderately okay. Because there's only the one card. We'll make sure the memory's right. Because that actually goes a long way. Now I don't feel so bad about these liquid-cooled radiators, because they're getting some use. Let's jack that up. Should be able to get that. Even though it's 750 watt. Not gonna... Well, we're not... They're not water-cooled GPUs, so I shouldn't say that. Because that's the only thing we're overclocking, really, is the GPU. If we were overclocking the processors, we'd probably get better performance, but that's a lot more finicky, and there's a chance you can break them. And with the only two AMD, the only two Ryzen processors we have, there's no reason to risk it. With Coffee Lakes, maybe down the road we'll play with that, but until then, no. I think we're out of... Yeah, we're out of... water cooling stuff. Good. I wanted to kind of make sure we knocked that out. I mean, they're still running pretty good for what they are. I mean, that's not, but then again, it's a $1,100 rig versus a $1,300 rig. So that one's 6782. I don't want to waste time trying to get more out of it. I don't think we will. So we'll leave it at that. Now we can't put it up top yet because today is the day they normally pick these up, so we're not going to bother with that. That benchmark's not too bad. It's not the best, but it works. It's objectively not the worst thing. This one's pretty slow. And that's okay. 40, yeah. Okay, so not as good as I was hoping, and that's my fault. But again, we're not going we're not mid-maxing here that much, and you don't need to for this kind of work, so I'm okay with that. All right, throw it in there, make it a brand new day, and on top of it being a brand new day, what do we got here? Oh yeah, some more hard drives. Could have used that earlier. And a bunch of motherboards, which is nice. And we have more stuff coming from the bargain bin, bargain basement coming. So that's great. We got 4 jobs. They look like 2 upgrades and 2 fixes. So that'll be interesting. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Studios for more live gaming action when we come back. 4 repair jobs to go. No more screwing around with builds at least for right now. Though we don't have a lot of, we have 1 cooler, and we have 1 power supply. If I do a build, I do 1, maybe possibly 3, because we have 3 pieces here, and we can buy cheap coolers. That's not an issue. And we do have the processor, so we can start maybe pushing these coffee lakes out 2, 3, but let's see how much we get done on the next episode before we start committing to such tomfoolery. So anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.